shoulder to shoulder, head to head, nose to nose. Treehouse Silver Charm, Captain Budget. Oh, it's close.
Welcome to a new edition of Laurel Park Weekly here live. We're at the Laurel Park paddock. I'm Stan Salter along with the voice of Maryland Racing, Dave Rodman. It's Wednesday, July 19th. We have a lot to get to, lots to show you from last weekend, and of course some nice action coming up this weekend. We have the Concern Stakes here at Laurel Park, some other good action going on as well, some local horses up there at Saratoga, but unfortunately we have to start the show off with some somber news as we lost a champion. Ben's Cat looked like he was battling through recovering from colic surgery down there in Kentucky, where he was at his retirement home down there after he retired from his illustrious career here as a champion in Maryland. He had the colic surgery. It was a risky surgery. They said he was doing well, but we got the sad news yesterday. Ben's Cat passed away.
Yeah, just like a shockwave, like an earthquake, like a lightning bolt through the Maryland racing industry and all of his fans. Ben's Cat had to be euthanized, complications for colic surgery, and our condolences out to trainer King Leatherbury, Hall of Famer King Leatherbury, and all of the connections of Ben's Cat, Avon Thorpe and groom Fern Augusti and Doug Leatherman, who was on him so many times, Stan. He's always a champion in our hearts. Four-time Maryland-bred champion, Ben's Cat.
And if we can, we'll scroll through that again, guys. I want to see those replays again. Just keep it scrolling. There's the Hall of Famer King Leatherbury, and I think it's an award-winning picture there. And there's the he was an 11-year-old champion when he retired. He was the Maryland-bred champion horse of the year 4 times. That was his big win, the 2016 Jim McKay Turf Sprint. There's the Mr. Diz when he won the Mr. Diz 6 times in a row at Laurel Park. But the 2016 Jim McKay Turf Sprint, when he won that as a 10-year-old, perhaps that one of his best races.
Yeah. 5 editions of the McKay, 2011, then 13 through 16. The Mr. Diz, 2010 through 2015. Everybody's favorite. He's a horse, Stan, that brought people out to the track, and I think introduced a lot of people to Maryland racing on the national basis. You know, they tuned in to watch the Cat. They came to the track to watch the Cat. A big fan base. People came out to photograph him, to applaud him, to cheer him on. Incredible horse he was for Leatherbury, the Jump Stable there. He won the Fabulous Strike 3 consecutive years as well. So he was not just a turf horse. He won on everything, turf, dirt, on a sloppy track as well. A great story. Ben's Cat, 23 tries here at Laurel and 11 wins. Just an incredible horse.
He made his debut at Pimlico back in May of 2010. Of course, he won, I think, his first 8 in a row he won, including he won the Find Handicap going 9 furlongs on the turf, so he was very versatile. He was 4th in the General George back in 2011. It's just like you look at his lifetime PPs and you think where you were in 2010, 2011, but 2012 when he was winning all these big races, multiple Grade 3 winner, and of course, there's talk about taking him to the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint for a couple years, but Leatherbury, I think, making the wise decision, going in the local races around here with Ben's Cat. Ben's Cat just dominated. He had 32 wins when it was all done, a little over 2.6 million in earnings. Sad to see him go, but Leatherbury did the right thing this year. He retired him. He was at a nice place down there in Kentucky. They spent a whole lot of money on that colic surgery. I mean, a whole lot of money.
Right.
So they were trying. Everybody was trying. But they ultimately had to do the right thing.
Yeah, 63 lifetime starts, 32 wins, and, of course, that $2.6 million bankroll. You know, over the decades, there have been a few horses here in Maryland that really have captured the public attention. Before my time, I guess Little Bold John, of course, we had Extra Heat. But this horse, I think, equal right there amongst the greats who have run here in Maryland, Ben's Cat.
All right, well, so sad to lose a champion, but they were trying to save him down there, and but they ultimately had to do the right thing. He wasn't responding to the treatment. So condolences to all the connection of Ben's Cat. We lost a good one there, but we'll have plenty of good memories. Let's Let's show you what's coming up here at Laurel Park. We have the Concern Stakes here this Saturday. A week from this Saturday, it's Kids Day out here at Laurel Park. Saturday, July 29th. Bring all the kids out here. A family-filled day here Saturday, July 29th. And you know, we're going to have the pony rides, the petting zoo, the airbrush tattoo artist, face painter, and crafts. They're going to have all the tricks out here for the kids.
Yeah, a free admission to the kids' activities, so I think it's kind of for kids of all ages, so to speak. Everybody enjoys the activities on Kids Day here at Laurel Park, Saturday, July 29th.
So we're going to have fun for the whole family that weekend because Sunday, July 30th, this is the big crab feast of the summertime. Sunday, July 30th, the Laurel Park Crab Feast here. It's the same day as the Haskell, one of the big races of the summertime. We're going to have cold beer, soda, live DJ, live racing, of course, and a bunch of other food on the menu besides the Maryland steamed crabs. They're going to have fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, the whole 9 yards. So these are going to be the fresh, hot, steamed Maryland crabs. They're going to come in a big truck, right?
Right.
And you're going to go and you're going to get a big tray of them, right? They're going to be so hot when you come and dump them on your table, you're going to have to let them cool off for a few minutes. They're going to be so hot.
It's going to be a nice day for the crab feast, I'm sure. And the menu is extensive, really. You know, pulled pork fried chicken, coleslaw, and the tickets available at laurelpark.com. If you make advance reservations, you get that 2017 Haskell hat. So we'll have the simulcast of the Haskell from Monmouth that day as well. So get the tickets now for the crab feast. You can get a reduced price on the ticket if you get them early in advance online.
What a good party it's going to be. We'll have some great live racing here, a live DJ, the Haskell, steamed crabs. So a big weekend, Saturday, July 29th for the kids, and then the crab feast on Sunday, July 30th. That's Haskell Day. So lots coming up here at Laurel Park, and we have a big weekend coming up here with the Concern Stakes for 3-year-olds. We'll get to that. We'll tell you about some other local horses that are running in some of the stake races up at Saratoga this weekend as opening weekend, opening Friday up there. So all the simulcast players, well, we have live racing out here as well. Friday kicks off the 3-day race weekend, and all the players can enjoy simulcasting from Saratoga.
This is where racing fans kind of buzz around the hive like bees, really. You know, you got Saratoga, Del Mar cranking up for the summer meet, right? And racing here at Laurel Park with stakes action this weekend. Our promotions with Kids Day and Crab Feast. Racing activity really picks up, and if you can't make it to Laurel, of course, we've got the OTBs throughout the state of Maryland. You know, make it on the Timonium. It's always popular over there, down to the Horseshoe Casino, downtown Baltimore, and many more OTBs throughout the state.
All right, let's give you a quick recap of the action from last weekend. We had a big day last Saturday, Super Stakes Day here last Saturday at Laurel Park. We had 3 races on the grass, and let's start with the Caveat Stakes. 4 Maryland-bred 3-year-olds going a mile and a 16th. We were on the Kelso turf course here, and Just Howard, a Maryland-bred by English Channel for Grand Motion. Oh, he's going to have to win a dogfight here for Skedaddle Associates from Howard County. Alex Cintron, nice ride. Just Howard, he wins a tight photo here over bonus points from Todd Pletcher's barn. Yeah,
they're making his stakes debut off a maiden win there. This horse always had potential for Maryland-based, Howard County-based Skedaddle Associates, a trainer Graham Motion. They put the blinkers on him his last couple of times, seemed to be the wake-up call for him, breaking the maiden with blinkers back in the spring at Pimlico, going around the ground and right into Stakes Company there in the Caveat for Maryland-bred, Maryland-sired horses. He was a little rank early, Stan. You know, he was kind of fighting Alex Cintron a little bit.
Right.
Just a little bit, kind of throwing the head in the air, but he didn't, he didn't resist him too much. Finally got him settled down to the inside and kind of tipped out and then got the victory there for over bonus points.
Just Howard, bred by the late Howard Bender, longtime top breeder in the state here for 10, 20 years. He passed away a couple of years ago, but it's good to see some horses that he bred still out there winning stake races. And Just Howard, good local story, bred by Howard Bender, trained by Grand Motion at Fair Hill, and owned by, you have Lou Rehack, Bob Orndorff, and Willie White. Willie White, the president of the Maryland Horse Breeders. They're all a part of Skedaddle Associates from your hometown, Howard County.
Right.
With the high school out there, too. too.
Yeah, Just Howard wins it for Howard County and wins it for the late Howard Bender as well. He liked to be called Just Howard, and he gets the victory there in the Caveat Stakes. And Scato's had a bunch of really nice horses over the years, and it's good to see them back in the winner's circle. Jokingly, they said, we need to find GPS to find the winner's circle, but this looks like a horse that's going to bring him back to the winner's circle many, many times. Just Howard.
Yeah, 2 for 2 now with blinkers. This was against Maryland Bred Stakes Company, but this is a nice 3-year-old, I think, by English Channel, trained by Graham Motion. I think, maybe some open stakes company down the road this year as a 3-year-old.
Nice English Channel colt there.
All right, let's. The next stake race last Saturday was the Pearl Necklace, and trainer Mike Maker, he had a good 3-year-old filly, and Betty G, a nice maiden win going 5 furlongs on the turf back in May at Indiana, and then facing stakes company here in the Pearl Necklace, stretching out to 2 turns. Horacio Caramanos goes all the way on Betty G.
Wow, what a dogfight this was. Riley's Choice Sagamore Farm on the outside. I'm Betty G down on the inside. This photo was really too close to call. I'm Betty G gets it by a scant nose in the Pearl Necklace. I'm Betty G basically leading all the way under Caramanos for 3 Diamonds Farm. And bred by Carol Kay in Boyce Stable. Good to see them in the winner's circle. Oh, Carol Kay's had a good 3 weeks here at Laurel, breeding a lot of winners. So local breeder here in Maryland, and does a fantastic job.
Breeder Flash Phelps.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And she had another nice winner a couple weeks ago.
A maiden win as well, and a couple of other minor winners too. So it's been a real celebration that breeding program is working. Always be on the lookout for the Carol K Brods.
And Riley's Choice, what a bang-up effort that was, coming off the layoff. She's the daughter of Sheridan Count, Breeders' Cup filly and mare turf winner, so a lot of pressure on this filly. She broke her maiden against Maiden Special Weight Company last year on the dirt as a 2-year-old. This was a tough spot to come back in against some tough fillies, but she ran her eyeballs out, almost beat on Betty G coming off the layoff.
It was just a question of which nose was down right at the perfect time, and this time it was I'm Betty G. Hope to see the 2 fillies square off again.
All right, the third and final stake last Saturday was the Stormy Blues for Open. This was against Open Company. 3-year-old fillies going 5.5 furlongs, and what an effort from Morticia. She was in front early on down the backstretch, taking pressure from her outside. Liscano took back on her, gets her to the outside turn of her home. This filly in front here, Smiling Causeway for Delacour, looked like she was going, but Morticia, dead game to run her down. Now she's a 3-time stakes winner now, and she's made a bunch of money here for trainer Rusty Arnold.
Any other time, Smiling Causeway, the horse that was just on the lead just now and past Morticia, Morticia is a winner. I mean, she had a quick turn of foot, zipped away around the far turn, sprinting 5.5 here on the Laurel turf. But Morticia, who was down inside of her, let her go. She went Smiling Causeway, then came back outside of her and absolutely ran down her target in course record time, 101.29 on the very firm turf course here at Laurel Park.
Yeah, 2 nice fillies. Keep your eye on them. Morticia, Smiling Causeway. Excited to see where they end up next. So that was 3 stake races last Saturday. We also had an eye-opening performance last Friday here at Laurel Park. Sagamore Farm with a couple good ones this year, a couple good 2-year-olds. Of course, they have He Hate Me, who already won a graded stakes earlier this year when he won the Tremont. And how about Barry Lee, a 2-year-old by young sire Violence. Barry Lee ready to fire at first asking. He blows the field away. It's a very impressive win in debut for trainer Horacio De Paz and Sagamore Farm.
Well, you're always expecting the Sagamore youngsters to run well. This horse took a lot of early money as the windows opened, and certainly lived up to the billing, off as the favorite. A tough go down to the inside. On the inside, showing early speed like that, but Fergal Lynch aggressive there in the opening quarter in 22.93, and then boom, top of the stretch, one little snap of the finger, and Barry Lee was gone to win by 6+ lengths over a horse that probably won't be a maiden too long, VIP Code. And there was a lot of buzz about Barry Lee after that race. Looks like he may be Saratoga bound later in the Saratoga meet.
Yeah, and talking to Horacio De Paz in the winner's circle after the win, of course, last year they got upset in the Saratoga Special with Recruiting Ready. He was in front. I think he was second or third. So De Paz saying they want to kind of try to get revenge in the Sagamore Special, well, so maybe with Barry Lee.
The way he looked on the maiden score there on July 14th, it looks like, in my opinion, he's as good or better than Recruiting Ready. Let's hope let's hope for the best.
All right, let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk about Songbird's win in the Del Cap, IRAP in the Indiana Derby, and then West Coast Stakes winner, another Stakes winner for Bob Baffert. Then we're going to preview the Concern Stakes coming up here this Saturday at Laurel Park. Also, some local horses running in the stake races up at Saratoga this weekend. We'll tell you about them, too, when we come back. Welcome back, Laurel Park Weekly. I'm Stan Salter, Dave Rodman, as we tell you about last weekend and also preview the action coming up for you this weekend. We have the Concern Stakes here at Laurel Park this Saturday. Friday kicks off the 3-day race weekend here at Laurel Park. Well, let's tell you about some big national races in the last weekend. In the local area, the local Mid-Atlantic area, the big race was the Grade 1 Delaware Handicap. A champion was up there, and that's Songbird. What a big following she has, and a lot of talk about this win against Grade 1 company in the Del Cap. Your thoughts on how good or not good you thought it was, Dave, here in winning the Del Cap?
Well, a lot of people trying to predict the margin. She's going to win by 20. She'll win by 15. She'll win by 10. Key is she won, and she's now 13 for 14 lifetime. Songbird, and so happy for Rick Porter, Fox Hill Farms, who Rick had been battling lymphoma, and he was released from Massachusetts General Hospital Thursday in the winner's circle to get the picture taken with Songbird under Mike Smith.
She had to work for it a little bit, but some people say, well, maybe she didn't like the track a little bit at Delaware. Still, it's a Grade 1 for $750,000, and she gets the job done. She still wins by a length, even if she had to work for it a little bit.
I guess those that didn't beat her didn't cash, or tried to beat her didn't cash a ticket. That's
right.
The bottom line. Anyway, an incredible filly, and it's good to see her here in the Mid-Atlantic. Jerry Hollendorfer shipping her out from a Santa Anita base here to the East Coast, and it brought the fans out. Another horse that just simply brings out the racing fans.
Yeah, absolutely. Another guy who brings out the racing fans, always good with the media and the horse racing fans, trainer Doug O'Neill. He has one of the top 3-year-olds in the country, you have to say now. IRAP by Tisnow out of a Stormcat mare. He won the Indiana Derby Saturday. Here's his effort with Doug O'Neill's main jockey, Mario Gutierrez, aboard, and he won the Grade 3 Ohio Derby before this. So now he wins the Indiana Derby, and I could just see IRAP going all over the country, winning these races like this, and nice win here at Indiana Grand and against Grade 3 company.
You pegged it right, seeing going all over the country and winning races like this. Grade 2 Bluegrass, remember, he won at 30-1, and a lot of people thought it was a fluke. It was a slow pace, and then in the Kentucky Derby, he was drubbed around 18th, but well-managed horse, really, is IRAP, and he's improving. He's kind of a sneaky, improving 3-year-old for Doug O'Neill and Redham Racing, and perhaps they're thinking the Big T, Travers. I don't know.
Maybe a horse for
not
the
Big T, but Travers.
Travers, I got you. The Big T up there at the spa. Well, of course, Timonium, the York Road Spa, and they have a stake race at Timonium this year.
You can watch it at the Big T.
You can watch it at the Big T. Maybe IRAP for the Pimlico Special next year. Doug O'Neill always likes to come in town for Preakness and the other stake races, so I could see IRAP being one of the top 4-year-olds next year for trainer Doug O'Neill.
It's hard to say really how good he is, but again, when you manage a horse like this, just perfectly picking your spots around the nation with these nice graded stakes like the Indiana Derby, the Ohio Derby, $500,000 purses, you can make a lot of money and really make a nice sire as well.
Last year, this time, the best horse in the world, Arrogate, all he was an allowance winner, I think, right? He had his coming out party when he won the Travers, right? So now Bob Baffert with another late developing 3-year-old here, West Coast 3-year-old by Flatter. This horse won the Grade 3. Here's the Louisiana Derby. Not Louisiana Derby, the Los Al, different state, right? Los Al Derby against Grade 3 company. Good-looking win. Of course, he won a nice stake of the Easy Goer at Belmont in June before this win. How good do you think West Coast, another good 3-year-old in the barn of Bob Baffert is?
Yeah, first graded stakes here. I'll tell you, to really appreciate this race, I know we're just showing the stretch run, but if you get a chance, go back and look at the entire race because, boy, was he wide the entire way. I mean, he lost a lot of ground the entire trip. Didn't bother him. Upper stretch, maybe there was a little bit of concern if you're playing him at 20 cents or 40 cents to $1. But good, nice final furlong. An improving horse for sure.
All right, so that's Songbird, IRAP, and West Coast wins from last weekend. Let's get another quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to preview the Concern Stakes for 3-year-olds, $75,000 going 7 furlongs on the main track this Saturday here at Laurel Park. We'll talk about 3 horses that are nominated to that race. We'll also talk about some local horses that are running against Stakes Company this weekend up there at Saratoga. We'll talk about all that when we come back. Welcome back, Laurel Park Weekly. Let's talk about the Concern Stakes this Saturday here at Laurel Park. Friday's going to kick off the 3-day race weekend. First race post time 1:10 for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it's a nice stake race for straight 3-year-olds, $75,000 going 7 furlongs on the main track. The Concern Stakes, of course, named after Concern, who was a Maryland-bred champion, trained by Dickie Small, won the 1994 Breeders' Cup Classic. Of course, you remember calling that horse around here, Concern.
Absolutely. This is going to be a big class relief here for No Dozing, isn't it?
Yeah, let's take a look. Yeah, coming out of Grade 3 company in the P-Day Mile last out. Let's take a look here at No Dozing, who's nominated. And I talked to trainer Arnaud Delacour last week, and they're expecting to go into the Concern. And here's No Dozing's runner-up performance against Grade 3 company in the P-Day Mile at Churchill. Good effort in this race. He was a good third against Grade 3 company in the Lexington at Keeneland. Didn't do very well down at Tampa this past winter, but we know the horse from when he won a nice allowance race last September here at Laurel Park. A well-bred 3-year-old by Union Rags out of a Pulpit mare. Arnaud Delacour does very good with his young horses. He's stabled at Fair Hill. No Dozing, one of your main contenders if he runs this Saturday in the Concern.
No Dozing might be the wake-up call here for No Dozing with a Class Relief, Classic Empire, McCracken, Tappert, and others he's faced since that win here at Laurel. So the Concern should be right up his alley at 7 furlongs on Saturday afternoon. A little bit fractious last time out on the short comment there in the Equibase when he ran second in the Pat Day Mile. So they have to check his behavior in the post-parade in the paddock, and you'll be here to do that. And had some trouble against Senior Investment at Keeneland in the Lexington and was involved in a 3-way photo there.
All right, let's talk about another horse nominated, Painter's Rag, another 3-year-old by Union's Rag out of an Orient mare here for trainer Graham Motion. This is this 3-year-old's win here. This was at Laurel Park and is in the mud in debut against Maiden Special Weight Company last December when this guy was a 2-year-old. It was a good-looking win with Trevor McCarthy aboard. Then after this Maiden win, he'd come back to finish a decent third against Allowance Company last February down there at Gulfstream. Some nice works on the work tab at Fair Hill. I don't know if this horse is going to run or not, but he's nominated. We might see him in there for trainer Graham Motion.
Well, he after that third-place finish against Battalion Runner, the second start right after the maiden win you saw there in the mud, he had a knee chip removed. So, he's coming back after time, but the works say he's as good as he was in his first race. perhaps a chance of rain on Saturday with the summertime humidity and thunderstorms, but I don't think it's going to matter the way he's working. I mean, he's a very nice horse, and we'll see if he can come back after the knee chip removal surgery with a good race there for Chad's Ford Stable. Hope he runs in the Concern.
It's a nice group of 3-year-olds nominated. They got 26. Nice job of the racing office to get 26 nominated here to the Concern, and hopefully they have a nice field on Saturday to run for $75,000. Let's talk about another 3-year-old here for trainer Michael Stidham, Pro Forma, a 3-year-old by Munnings. Here's his win at Monmouth last out in the Jersey Shore, going 3/4. He came from off the pace this day. Nice move with Joe Bravo as the favorite. He gets to 3/4, 110 and change. Pro Forma, good looking move here. You would think that he would love the 7 furlongs in the Concern this Saturday if the Connections decide to run.
Well, it was only a length and change win there for Pro Forma, but it's how he did it on that track. That's been pretty speed favoring up there at Monmouth, coming from off the pace and 3 wide. A horse who's not afraid to ship. He's been to Churchill, Fairgrounds, Pimlico, and then the last win of the Jersey Shore at Monmouth for David A. Ross Racing Stable.
All right, so 26 nominated to the Concern. That'll be our feature this Saturday for $75,000. Nice group of 3-year-olds expected, going 7 furlongs. We have some nice local horses that we know from around here that are running against Stakes Company at Saratoga. It's opening day at Saratoga this Friday. One of their stake races this Friday is the Grade 3 Schuylerville, and one of the fillies that's entered in the Schuylerville is Limited View. She won here at Laurel Park in her debut for trainer John Salzman Jr. She was the favorite this day. She won by 3 3/4 of a length with Edgar Prado aboard. A good-looking win in this race. She went faster than the boys' winner did this day. The boys' winner was Cheese On for trainer Cal Lynch, who came back to win an allowance race at Delaware. So it's a very strong win. She's a 2-year-old Maryland-bred filly by Freedom Child out of a Not For Love mare. Freedom Child's a young freshman sire, stands at Country Life Farm. She's going against tough company in the Grade 3 Schuylerville. Edgar Prado is going to go up there to ride for John Salzman Jr. Of course, there's some nice fillies in there, but it'd be pretty cool to see her get tangled with some of the top 2-year-old fillies in the country.
She might be overlooked because the buyer is a 68, and maybe people won't respect that, but visually she looked a lot better than that 68 buyer's figure. She's got a tremendous early turn of foot, sharp out of the starting gate. Upper stretch there, Stan, I thought she was just a little bit like looking around a little bit and then said, oh, I got to run. And then she finally kicked off into gear there. I think she's ready to take on the good fillies in the Schuylerville. You never know what you're going to get in that kind of race at Saratoga with the youngsters. You know, Steve Asmussen's got a couple in there. Buy, Sell, Hold, who won the Kentucky Juvenile, and the Astarita runner-up there, best performance from the Christophe Clement barn, and Kathleen DeMasi with a good-looking filly from Delaware Park there, Mel's Gone Wild. Excuse me, from Parks, named Mel's Gone Wild.
So this will be race 8 at Saratoga Friday, the Grade 3 Schuylerville. Limited View is going to be 3, 4, 5. She's going to break from the 5 hole. Since the maiden win here at Laurel, she's come back with a couple of sizzling works. 3/4, 6 furlongs, July 1st, 112 and 2, and then a bullet 5 furlong work, July 12th, 59 and 1. So Limited View, I think, sitting on a big effort for John Salzman Jr. in the Schuylerville. That's this Friday. The other stake up there is the Lake Placid?
Lake Placid, and Graham Motion as a runner in the Lake Placid on Saturday afternoon.
Friday for the Lake Placid.
On Friday afternoon, and that is a Party Boat. You might remember was second in the maiden special weight debut run here back July 2016 at Laurel. Has since traveled around Penn National, Aqueduct, Gulfstream, Keeneland, and Monmouth, most recently second in the Penn Oaks. That'll be the 9th race. Graham's got a couple in on a Friday afternoon.
All right, so some good local action up there at Saratoga on Friday. On Saturday, they have a couple stakes Saturday. The Sanford for the 2-year-old boys. That's a Grade 3. They also have the Grade 1 Diana up there on Saturday. We had a very good-looking performance here by a 2-year-old who's nominated to the Sanford. They're going to take entries today for Saturday up there at Saratoga. We'll see if this horse is in there, but let's show you Naughty Boy, the Penn National shipper that got the money at about 30-1 for trainer Aaron McClellan. 2-year-old by Miz and Maz won like a good thing against a tough field of maiden special weight company. That was a Sagamore Farm horse in front there, and here comes Naughty Boy at a big price with Tyler Connor aboard. This was on the turf. Talking to the trainer afterwards, she told me they've been eyeing this horse all along. They think they'll win a stake race with this horse this year. They think he's just as good, maybe even better on the dirt. So look out for Naughty Boy if they decide to run him in the Sanford up there on Saturday.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. That race very reminiscent of Morticia, where the dude looked almost gone there,
Yep.
and then Naughty Boy running down his target and nabbing on the wire at 29-1 in debut here at Laurel on the turf.
All right, so that's the Sanford on Saturday. Also, the Grade 1 Diana up there on Saturday, and the Hall of Famer Shug McGay. He's stabled at Fair Hill. He's also stabled up there in New York, but he's got a nice Stewart S. Janney, the third homebred with On Leave in the Grade 1 Diana, 4-year-old filly by Warfront. Let's show you her last win. This was at Belmont in the Perfect Sting. She was the favorite here against Stakes Company. I'm sorry, no, this is the Gallerat. I'm sorry. She won her last race, which was the Perfect Sting. This was the Gallerat at Pimlico, and she was a good second to Cambodia this year as a 4-year-old. This was her first race coming off the layoff, her first race as a 4-year-old. A very good second against Grade 3 company.
A Saratoga winner in the Risk-Averse last year in August at the Spa, and after that runner-up finish came back to win the Perfect Stranger there at Belmont in last start. And caught a record for her lifetime, 5 of 9 for Janney and McGahee.
All right, so we'll root for On Leave in the Grade 1 Diana. That's it. We've covered a lot. Lots of action last weekend. Lots of action coming up here this weekend. Friday we'll start the live racing here at Laurel Park. You can enjoy the live racing, all the simulcasts, of course, from Saratoga. When's Del Mar open this week too? For
This
Del
week,
Mar?
right?
All right. So Del Mar and Saratoga for all you simulcast players. We'll have the concern for you here on Saturday. Big card on Friday. 10 races, 6 races. 6 big fields on our world-class turf course, so that's on Friday to get the race weekend going. Pleasure doing the show with you. Good luck this weekend here at the races.
All right, Stan, we'll see you out here at Laurel Park.
Good luck.